I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas.
Just
I'm
win,
a
baby.
player, a boss player. And if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Cause I'm a player, boss player. And if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider.
What is up, guys? We are back with another Real Raiders podcast. It is your boy Mariano, and I am here with
The one and only Victor Freeze.
Victor Freeze. So we are so sorry. It's been such a long time since we've been here.
I know you're gonna give no excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. It's been a month and some change, but here we are. We're back at it again, and hopefully we can hit you guys with some fire content.
The beautiful thing is that it's finally football season.
Yes, it is Ravens week.
Yes, Ravens week.
Week. So let's get it on and popping, man.
We're gonna try 1,000% to keep it week to week with this shit from here on out. The off season is a little bit more difficult, but it's the season, man. We got a ton of shit to talk about, so we're gonna try to, go the whole 18 weeks.
The whole 18 weeks. So basically what we got ready for you guys is we're going to hit you with a little recap of the news and notes of what's been going on.
Yeah.
Clearly, we all have our phones. We know what's going on, but we like to update y'all just in case.
You missed something,
Just in case. We're also going to take a look at matchups. My matchups, what I'm going to be looking for when we're watching the game, and then also what Victor Freeze is going to be looking for when he's watching the game. So hopefully you guys can let us know what you'll be, looking for as the game proceeds.
That's right.
All
right, Mariano, you want to get it started or you want me to get it started?
Get it started, Vic. Go ahead.
All right, basically, so I think the biggest news and notes in the elephant in the room right now is the linebacker core and the rotation, the shuffling, and depth chart, all of this thing. First, we want to start off by talking about the release of Tanner Muse, which, to me personally, it kind of pissed me off, man. The third round pick wasted. I think we just need to do better on that part. On Mayock's part, evaluating talent. Was that right? Lynn Bowden out. It's just so many second and third rounders that we get out of our building before they even have a chance to, fully come to. This is Tanner Muse's second season, Yeah, he had a fair opportunity. He had his starting reps and everything, but I don't know. You could have added him on the practice squad or something, but
yeah. I mean, here's my issue, right? It's not so much that they got rid of him or they cut him. It's the fact that they keep trying to put.
I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, put players in different positions.
Yeah, stop that bullshit.
Yeah, right? If a player all throughout college plays safety, and let's use Tanner Muse as an example, right? And you try to change his position to a linebacker, his vision, his keys, who he's keying on is going to change.
Yeah. Right?
When you're playing safety, you have a numbered man that you go to, right? If you're in man coverage. So the corner's got 1, the slot corner's got 2, you got 3 as a safety, which is normally a tight end or whatever. Let's switch gears. Let's say that you move down to the linebacker. Your key moves to the guards and whatever your gap responsibility is. So if the guard takes a step forward, that means it's a run. Your first step has to be forward as well. So this is like changing the game. They did this with LaMarcus Joyner, right? LaMarcus Joyner played safety with the Rams. They tried to move him to slot corner. Stop doing this.
Stop all this experimenting shit and get players to play in their position. Don't play them out of position.
Exactly.
It's easy.
Simple as that, man.
Or if you do, get a 6th, 7th round, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Don't do a 3rd round pick, bro. Like, it's just too many recycling in that area, and we need to get that together because that's talent. That could be here. This cheap talent that could be here for five years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So why are we gonna waste that? That's bad on Mayock's part. So I mean, I guess you can blame Gruden too because he has input on what players come in. But it's gonna fall directly. A lot of the blame is gonna fall on Mayock.
Yeah, and at least that's what we've been hearing too. We've seen reports that Mayock could be on the hot seat. That's a little part of the news and notes. I think that is 100% BS. Right. maybe Mayock put this pressure on himself when he said that we need to be a playoff team this year.
Yeah.
Right? Now you set that expectation. What happens if you don't hit that expectation now?
Right. Look, all eyes are on you.
Hey, someone's gonna take the fall, man.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, he's just gonna be the odd man out because Mark Davis, you know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He has some gems like Nate Hobbs, Max Crosby, and things like that. But those earlier picks, you have to hit, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
most
At least one, right? I mean, we had 3 third-round picks that year. Brian Edwards, Tanner Muse, and then also
Lynn
Bowden Jr.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them are out.
2 of them are out.
So yeah. Aside from that, the linebackers we just added were KJ Wright and Patrick Onawasu. He played with the Ravens. Was it last season?
Last season, yeah.
Denzel Perryman are the 3 linebackers we just added as of like last week, right? KJ, for sure, guaranteed starter. He's going to get his work in, starting alongside with Corey Littleton and Kwiatkowski, right? These are probably going to be the linebackers that get the most burn.
Right.
And then Onawasu will be moved up whenever needed. You know, obviously we have Javen and Nicholas Morrow injured, so I think he's just a safety measure.
Yeah.
I think when those guys come back, he might get released, to be honest with you.
Javen?
No, Patrick Onawasu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's just a safety net. And then Denzel is going to rotate in with this whole linebacking core.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think we got too much else to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's been like the main topic this whole past week. So we just want to touch on that. Our thoughts on it, you know?
Yeah, 100%. So let's move on to the second segment, which is the key matchups.
Yes.
Right. This gets me excited because I watch football a little differently than most people do. Right. Most people watch the ball and where the ball moves. And essentially, the way that I watch football, let's just put it that way, I start with the offensive line. Or the interior, right? If the Raiders are on defense, I'm watching the defensive line. And it's kind of hard on TV because obviously you don't see everyone on TV. You don't see all 22. But the key matchup for me is going to be our offensive line. How are they going to,
gel together?
We've had so much turnover this past offseason that this is going to be a really good test. And when's the last time that you've seen a terrible Ravens defense?
Never. They're a defense team.
100%.
Historically a defensive team.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going to have a good defense.
They're always going to have a good defense. So that's what I'll be looking at. I'll be watching the offensive line, and then my eyes move to where the ball is.
Yeah, the offensive line is the key for the season.
Yeah.
That dictates how our season goes. Our offensive line plays good. Our offense continues the success that they had last season.
Right.
They play ass, and it's going to be a harder season for Derek Carr. He's going to have to move around and do things he's not used to.
Yeah, 100%. So all they got to do is be exactly who they were last year. But there's a ton of questions, right?
Yeah.
So the question for me is like, last year when Darren Waller wasn't getting his touches and Josh Jacob couldn't get the run game going, Nelly was there to kind of bail the defense out.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's that person going to be? Is Ruggs going to step up this year?
He was drafted high. He has to step up, or if not, Brian Edwards. One of those two guys has to take over that Nelly role for sure.
Someone has to step up. So that remains to see. I got a few questions on the offense. I'm not as confident as I was at the beginning of the offseason. We'll just put it that way. Obviously the defense is one thing, which we'll kind of get into here now.
Like you touched on the offensive line, the other one is the secondary. Obviously secondary has been a big issue with us for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
We haven't had good corners, right?
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited looking at Trayvon Moore. Definitely want to see how he does. There's been not much talk about him, but that's because he's been doing his job the whole offseason. So he's doing what they expect out of him.
He's a week 1 starter, man.
Exactly. So I like that. I want to see him in actual action and actual, NFL game. I'm looking forward to Casey Hayward.
Yeah.
But the other one would be the linebackers because, there's been a lot of movement in the linebacker core. And definitely with having a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, that's something we have to keep our eye on.
Yeah, 100%. Me and Vic kind of talked about it before the show, before we even started the show. And the biggest thing, and just another side to the whole story of defense, essentially, is what is Gus Bradley going to do?
Yeah.
2 years ago when the Chargers played the Ravens in the playoffs,
he shut them out.
Yeah, he rolled 7 DBs onto the field. Is he going to do that again? Yeah. Who knows? Is he going to keep the linebackers on the field? Who knows, right? Is Jonathan Abram going to stay in the box all game?
Yeah.
I mean, these are all questions that I'm super excited to see how this is all going to unravel, right? I think for the first time in a long time, I may be more excited to watch this defense. And hopefully Lamar is not just bouncing around the whole field. Because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. He's going to run and he's going to take off. But we have to limit it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the main thing. That's what I'm most excited for. The hope in the defense, because we've been fucking ass for a while now on defense, and with Gus Bradley, and it brings in every offseason. You always have hope, but I don't know. There's something about this defense, the pieces that we added. I love adding Yannick Ngakoue. I love Casey Hayward solidifies that. We got the rookie and as a safety, and our linebacking. We finally have a decent linebacking core. Like we've never had good linebackers, bro.
Yeah,
never, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just like all the pieces seem to be there, and with the great defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley ain't no slouch, man. He's well respected in the league, man. So, that's the main thing I want to look at, the defense and how everything gels, and then outside of that would be the offensive line. Those are my two.
Yeah, I think the whole defense, obviously, and I told Vic this also before the show started, that it starts and ends with the defensive line. These 4D down defensive linemen, if we can get pressure, or not even get pressure, because the one tricky thing about Lamar, right, is that let's say that if you're a defensive end and you're playing the edge, you get too far upfield, he's taking off,
it's gone.
Right? So you have to hold edge containment as well as get push up front, right? So the whole pocket has to kind of collapse around him.
Yeah.
Will that happen? I don't know. Right, they did get rid of Orlando Brown this year. Orlando Brown Jr.
They did. Traded him to the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, to the Chiefs. So their offensive line is a different offensive line as far as the Ravens go. But it starts and ends with these defensive linemen, and then obviously everyone else has to do their job as well. So.
Yeah, I really like the defensive line. I love the Gerald McCoy signing, especially what he's shown in the preseason. Yannick Ngakoue, obviously, we know what we get out of him. Only thing, Max has to do his job, set the edge. He's had some trouble before. Patriots game last season is one of the big ones, just outside run. It was Max Crosby side the whole time. Rex Burhead looked like fucking Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey out there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's the only one. Max just has to do his job, and I think he's more dedicated this offseason. He's been talking about he's been sober and stuff like that. So hopefully you're not drunk on the field anymore, and you can set the edge, Max.
Hopefully that wasn't just drunk sacks he was getting. Like, fuck it, I'm out here. But we'll have to see.
But yeah, that's basically my key matchups. You got your key matchups down. So what do you think about the game, Mario? Are we coming out with the dub or what?
I think so. And my prediction would be, let's say 31 to 20 to 21 Raiders. 31-21 Raiders. And it's mostly just because of how banged up the Ravens are at the moment. It's a home game for the Raiders. The Raiders got fans in Allegiant Stadium for the first time. I think that place is going to be rocking. I don't think that there's going to be very many Ravens fans because of COVID and all this stuff that's going on. So I like our odds this week. Maybe I'm just biased and optimistic, but hey, it's week 1, right?
Yeah, definitely. No, I like the odds too. Definitely. I think what it mainly comes down to is Lamar. Containing Lamar and the run game. Because the passing game, we know there's a lot of wide receivers injured. Obviously, they lost J.K. Dobbins too, which is unfortunate. You never want to see a player get hurt.
Right.
Be classy, Raider Nation. Come on now.
That's right.
But yes, it comes down to controlling Lamar Jackson. That's going to be the key. He's a game breaker, so.
Yeah, 100%. He is a game breaker. He could take it to the house on any given drive.
Make everyone look stupid on the field. But my prediction, I got, let's see, 28-17 Raiders. Right here.
17? You hold the Ravens at 17?
Because I think they're just going to have difficulty. Like, they're going to have no passing game, and they're going to have to focus on the run.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And, when you get one-dimensional, it's hard to move the ball.
100%. And I think that Lamar Jackson, we know how he beats teams. He throws the seam, right? He throws short out routes. It can't be a deep out route, and it's not going to be a deep outside ball.
Yeah.
So if we know that already going into the game, really we just have to eliminate the big plays that he makes on the ground. If we could do that, then we're in business, right? As far as on defensive side of the ball.
And y'all don't get pissed when he breaks off like a 20, 30-yard run. It's bound to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it'll probably happen at a key critical time of the game. For whatever reason, that just always seems to happen to our defense.
Yeah.
Critical time of the game.
We're hoping Gus Bradley can be the bandage and can, fix that stuff.
We're hoping he could be the surgeon, the permanent fixer. So I'm super excited. I'm sure all of you guys are very excited as well.
Man, this is what we've been
fucking football
waiting
season,
for, man.
This is football season. This is my favorite time of year. It's fall. It gets cooler. It's football weather. Not right now. This is hot as fucking Cali. It's hot as hell.
Hella hot.
But it's coming.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's here.
So we'll catch you guys back next week with we'll do another preview and a post and pre, and it'll be the same episode though, so it won't be no separate episodes. But definitely we appreciate you guys that have been rocking with us. I know the channel's been dead on Instagram and stuff. We haven't posted nothing or anything, but now that the season is back, we're gonna be active. We just had to tell our other podcasts that we're not gonna pay attention to them, and we're focusing on you guys.
Yeah, we actually just did that. In the last video we just made.
Yeah, we just made 2 videos. So
yeah.
Definitely we appreciate Raider Nation. We love talking about Raider Nation. That's why it's so easy. The other one feels like more work, and it takes away from fantasy and makes it kind of less fun. Sometimes you got to focus on other people's stuff.
Yeah.
But this is Raider Nation. We talk about it every day. It's like
me and Vic were getting carried away on the couch before we even started the podcast.
We were just talking Raiders football, man, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, definitely appreciate you guys, and go Raiders, man. Week 1, let's get it.
Raiders.
Raider Nation, we out, man.